Hello friends, Lady Lee here from Lady Lee's Home. In this video, I want to share with you a building that I've been working on. I did not film the beginning because when I started this building a couple of years ago, I did not know anything about building anything. And I thought, well, I really don't know what I'm doing here, so how am I gonna even explain what's going on? But as the time went on, I thought that it really not that hard and not that bad. It's just a lot of work, and I really enjoy it. And I figured, okay, let's share this because this is kind of a cool building, I think, and maybe it will give someone ideas. So this is my well house, and it is behind my house and right in front of the garden. Inside there is a very expensive filtration system for the well, and there was a very flimsy building to cover that well house. It was a mess. It was hard for me to keep the well from freezing, and all the plumbing from freezing during the winter. And I've just had it with it one day and decided a couple of years ago, it was in the middle of the summer, I was like, okay, I'm going to tear this thing apart and I'm going to build something different. And I decided to just go all in and build something that will be weather proofed, and I can use as a storage building for things for the market. So if I have for us for food storage, like if I have canned goods and things like that. So I wanted an insulated building, maybe with some refrigeration in there. On the outside area that you saw where it's like covered but open, I plan on making like an outdoor kitchen where I can wash the vegetables that come out of the garden. So there are a lot of different purposes for this building, and I also wanted to kind of practice building an actual livable building because my dream was always to build my kids little bedroom cabins outside of the house when they get to 16, 17 years old, and we're getting there. So I wanted to figure out a way to build an insulated, livable building. Does my well need that? Probably not, but it is going to serve me in a few different ways. So what it is, basically, I'm very into natural building. For my dream house, I always wanted to build it from mud, from cob, and straw, and incorporate natural techniques into building my forever house. And I hope that I'll get to do that one day. But for now, these natural building techniques, they're very labor intensive. It's not too complicated. I've done so much research, and it seems very doable, but went to a few workshops and try to put my hands in the mud and things like that. And you can sense and you can see, and when you talk to people that actually build houses from mud and stuff, it's not that complicated. It's just a lot of labor. And I was very drawn to the natural building, but I needed to find a shortcut because I am a single mom to 4 kids with an online business and a farm. So time is very short around here. So one day when I was doing my research, I came across a video on YouTube, which I will link to below, that was called, was explaining how to build a palleted cobin. So basically, I'll try to put it in short. You use pallet woods to fill up the walls. So then when you cover them with mud, there's not as much to cover as if you would build the whole wall from mud. So we tore down the old building that was around the well, and then framed a new structure. And the walls of this structure are basically pallets, wooden pallets that you can get for free from many places. That really lowers the cost of the building a whole lot. So we framed the building, we put the metal roof over, we made sure that there's a lot of coverage for the walls, so it sticks out about a foot in each direction and 2 feet in the back, because I want to make like an area where I can hang all my garden tools. And then between those pallets that you see here, there are 2x4s. So basically the pallets are screwed to the 2x4s. It's a lot of taking pallets apart and putting them back together, because the gaps between the planks of the pallets are too wide, so you want to kind of fill up the pallets. And then wherever we had braces, I had to cut the pallets to fit the wall, to fit the braces. We want the gaps between the planks of the wood of the pallet about 2 inches apart or something like that, because that pallet is going to hold the insulation. So I used that awesome metal tool that you saw before. I think it's called a pallet buster or something like that. I can link to that below too. It makes pulling pallets apart really, really easy. And you just take one plank and put it onto another pallet, and then cut that part of the pallet out to fit, braces or stuff like that, if you have any of those in the frame. And it's kind of like a Lego. Kind of play with it until it all comes together, and then the pallets are screwed to the 2x4s in the wall. The thing that I like about this the most, aside from the fact that pallets are pretty much free, is that nothing has to be completely exact, because everything that you see here, all these pallets, they're going to be covered with a layer of mud, of cob basically. But since they already fill up the walls, then I won't need as much mud as if I built the whole thing from cob. They're all going to be covered with the mud. Basically what's going to happen here is that the insulation, which is used insulation, I kept it from the other building, and then a friend gave me some, that also lowered the cost, because I didn't have to buy that. I can just stick whatever insulation I have, and you can do anything. You can put straw in there in the pallets, you can put cardboard, you can put papers, you can put anything that is insulated can go in there. After we put the insulation in there, I'm gonna cover this with chicken wire, and on the chicken wire will come a layer of cob, which is basically clay, sand, and straw mixed together, and then on top of that will come plaster to kind of finish it up. The bottom that you see, I put the cement blocks in there, just to lift, we don't want the mud to touch the ground. So the mud will start where the 2x4 that I'm sitting on right now is, and under that it will be stonework to hide those cement blocks. That's the plan for now. Another thing that I got to do this week was frame the door. So that was the first time I framed the door. We didn't hang the door yet. The door I also got from a friend. So I'm about $2,500 into that building. It's 18 feet by 12 feet. Pretty big building. Can be a really nice small, apartment or guest house or whatever. And a lot of those things I could source from just wherever, friends or the Habitat for Humanity. You can find windows, you can find doors, pallets you can find for free. So it's a really kind of projects that can lower the cost a lot. It is a lot of work, but I'm having fun. I did not get to it as much as I wanted this summer because the garden was just crazy. So hopefully now that the garden is calming down a little bit, I'll be able to kind of get back to work on it a little bit more. I want to finish the walls and insulate everything, and then make a ceiling that is also insulated. And I probably am not going to get to do that before it freezes here, so I might need to cover the well again with some sort of insulation. But the goal is to have this building insulated and plumbed and wired and all of that. So I'll keep you updated and we'll see how this progresses. Again, I will link below to the actual video where I think Miguel is the guy, and he just goes over step by step. Of course, I change some things just because I always, like things to be custom as I want them to be. And that's the great thing when you build your own thing. You can change whatever to fit your style and your desires and your lifestyle. But a link below to his video, which is a really step-by-step informative thing on the concept of the whole thing, and it's very interesting. So I'll keep you updated, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.